Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Just want to give you some more news regarding Mason Greenwood. So Mason Greenwood has been denied bail. Mason Greenwood is remanded in custody after court hearing. Mason Greenwood, of course, was charged with attempted rape, assault and controlling behaviour. Revert back to last Saturday, Greenwood was arrested for allegedly breaching bail conditions. Revert back to January, Greenwood was arrested on suspicion of rape, assault and making threats to kill. Mason Greenwood's been suspended by Man United since January. Like I've said, you can't condone what Greenwood's done. You know, his footballing career is officially over, and that's disappointing because Greenwood was an upcoming talent. He's only the age of 21, and he was good for Manchester United. You know, he made his senior debut for the club back in 2019. He joined United at the age of 7, and at one point he signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. So that's more news regarding Mason Greenwood. As you all know, Manchester United play Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford tomorrow night. Manchester United are going into the game on the back of a 0-0 draw with Newcastle. It was a disappointing result against Newcastle. Man United had their chances in that game. There was talking points as well. Should Man United have had a penalty because Jadon Sancho got brought down in the 6-yard box. Cristiano Ronaldo had a controversial goal ruled out. Should that have stood? Rashford sent an injury time header wide. That could have easily gone in. Newcastle, could they have had a penalty? Joe Linton hit the woodwork twice. But I was expecting Man United to beat Newcastle. But I said prior to the game that it was going to be tough because Newcastle are in form at the moment. After the game, it said Erik ten Hag calls players to kill opponents after Newcastle draw. Man United, of course, do have players missing. Obviously, Martial's out with injury at the moment. I'm hearing that he could be fit for the game against Tottenham tomorrow night. Don't forget, Martial came off injured in the first half against Everton. And Wan-Bissaka's still injured, but he won't start anyway. No way back for him in the team because Diego Dalot is our first choice right back. Harry Maguire's still injured but wouldn't start anyway. No longer one of our first choice centre-halves following the arrival of Lisandro Martinez. Brandon Williams is still injured, but he doesn't get in the team anyway. He's been injured for a while. Last season, he was out on loan with Norwich. Williams will probably leave Man United next year. Donny van de Beek, of course, he's still out with a knock. Last season, he was out on loan with Everton. So they are the players Man United have got missing. Varane came back from injury not so long ago. McTominay, I think he'll start this game like I said in my predicted 11. McTominay played no part against Newcastle because he was suspended. Don't forget McTominay scored in the 93rd minute of stoppage time in the 1-0 win against the Ammonia Nicosia at Old Trafford. McTominay saved Man United from humiliation. But like I've said, this will be a tough game for Manchester United. Tottenham have got a very good manager in Antonio Conte. He's well proven in the Premier League. Don't forget Manchester United tried to get Antonio Conte. Obviously, when we had Solskjaer. Antonio Conte has been the Tottenham manager for almost a year. He got appointed in November last year. Conte is into the final year of his Tottenham contract. There has been talks of Antonio Conte extending his Tottenham contract. Revert back to when Conte was at Chelsea, won the Premier League in his first season, but Chelsea still ended up sacking him. Before Tottenham, Conte was at Inter Milan and he won quite a few trophies there. And he's managed other clubs as well in his managerial career. Before Antonio Conte, Tottenham had Jose Mourinho. Yeah, Jose Mourinho did enjoy a pretty good start to his managerial career at Tottenham, but then obviously it went downhill. So then Tottenham ended up sacking him. Same sort of thing as what happened to Jose Mourinho when he was at Man United. You know, had one good season because he won 3 trophies in his first season, but then he wasn't good in his second season. And before Mourinho, Tottenham had Mauricio Pochettino. Got to make an admission, Tottenham were very consistent under him. Pochettino did enjoy a 5.5-year managerial tenure with Tottenham. Analysing the vast majority of his managerial tenure at Tottenham, Tottenham were competing in and out of the top 4. Revert back to 2018, Pochettino got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final. I think he got them to an FA Cup final. In his first season as Tottenham manager, he got Tottenham a 5th place finish. The players Tottenham have got, they've got the likes of Emerson Royal. He's suspended for this game. Jepet Tanganga, he's been out with injury. Kuleveski's made an impact at Tottenham. Now he's injured at the moment. He's on loan at Tottenham. Oliver Skip. Matt Doherty is a former Wolves player. Tottenham have Ryan Sessegnon. Tottenham got him from Fulham. Davinson Sanchez. Christian Romero. Ben Davis. Eric Dyer. Harry Kane. He's one of the best players that Tottenham have got. Harry Kane has been at Tottenham for a lot of years. He's under contract with them until 2024. Don't forget, Harry Kane has won the Golden Boot quite a few times at Tottenham. As you all know, Manchester United have been tentatively linked with Harry Kane. We've obviously been looking at him as a possible replacement for Cristiano Ronaldo. Lucas Moura, he's very good. Richie Arledson, Tottenham signed him from Everton. Richie Arledson's been out with injury. Yves Bissouma, Tottenham signed him from Brighton. Ivan Perisic, Tottenham also have him. Heung-min Son, like I've said on my recent videos, he's a very good player. He's probably the best player Tottenham have got. I do think he's a better player than Harry Kane. Tottenham's first choice goalkeeper is Hugo Lloris. The second choice is Fraser Forster, and they've got another goalkeeper, Brandon Austin. So there are a lot of the players Tottenham do have. Don't forget, Tottenham have loaned quite a few players out. They loaned Giovanni Lo Celso out, Tanguy and Ndombele. They loaned Harry Winks out and Sergio Reguilon. Don't forget, Tottenham let Dele Alli go. Don't know where he is now, but last season he was out on loan with Everton. A few years ago, they let Eric Lamela go. They also lost Toby Alderweireld as well. Don't forget, a few years ago, they let Christian Eriksen leave, and Christian Eriksen was a long-serving player at Tottenham. Obviously, Eriksen is now at Man United. I think he's going to be playing in this game, so if he does, he'll be reuniting with his former club, Tottenham. Man United did get Christian Eriksen on a free transfer. When he officially signed for Man United, he signed a 3-year contract. So there you go. But Tottenham, they're enjoying a good season to the standards. They are like third in the league. They've only lost one game so far this season. That was to Arsenal, their rivals. Tottenham won the last game against Everton 2-0. Man United won this fixture against Tottenham at Old Trafford last season 3-2. If you do remember rightly, Ronaldo scored a hat-trick in that game. Man United won away at Tottenham 3-0 last season. And Man United have done transfer business with Tottenham before. A lot of years ago, we got Michael Carrick off them and Dimitar Berbatov. And as you all know, Man United play Chelsea after Tottenham. Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is at the weekend, so Man United have 2 hard games. We could drop points in at least one of those games. But Erik ten Hag, he's been the Manchester United manager now for quite a few months. He replaced Ralph Rangnick earlier on this year. He's under contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option to extend for a further year. Erik ten Hag, not so long ago, got named Premier League Manager of the Month. Now, like I've said on my recent videos, I've not once prejudged him as Manchester United manager yet. Maybe you've had some fans in certain games that have prejudged ten Hag. And like I've said, maybe there's some games where he has got some decisions wrong, but there has been games where I like the way he's approached them. So reflecting on that, I've give him credit. In a lot of games this season, like I said, ten Hag's kept Maguire out of the team. He hasn't started Ronaldo in a lot of games. He's played the last few games, obviously, Ronaldo. He's going to be dropping to the bench though in this one against Tottenham, so Rashford will start ahead of him. But Erik ten Hag, he needs time at Manchester United. This is his first full season. And he knew when he'd taken over the reins at Man United that, he has big expectations to exceed. If he can get as a top 4 finish this season, ten Hag, I'd underline that and say that's a pretty good first full season. If he was to win a trophy, that would be even better because Man United have not won a domestic trophy since 2017. Revert back to when ten Hag was at Ajax, he did very well because he won Eredivisie titles, he won Dutch Cups, and revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals and he developed the young players well. Erik ten Hag has made 6 signings as Manchester United manager. He brought Malacia in, Eriksen, Martinez, Casemiro, Antony and Dubravka. Man United have spent over 200 million this year. And Erik ten Hag, a few weeks ago, revealed his transfer plans for January. He said Man United will continue to hold meetings over strengthening the squad. He's going to get a transfer budget of around, 70 million. He may get £100 million to spend. That's if Ronaldo leaves in January. Well, the other week it said Ronaldo can leave Man United in January. Erik ten Hag will not stand in his way. But when Erik ten Hag first took charge of Man United, he wanted Ronaldo to stay. The January transfer window will be ten Hag's second transfer window as Man United manager. Let me put into the equation that Erik ten Hag has let players go as well, but he's still inheriting Deadwood. Don't forget ten Hag obviously brought Mitchell van der Gag and Steve McLaren to Man United, and they've obviously been working alongside Erik ten Hag. So there you go. Obviously, we know the Glazers are a massive problem at Manchester United and we've got to get the Glazers out of the club. And for a long time, Man United fans have been protesting against the Glazers. The Glazers have owned Man United since 2005. The Glazers just keep borrowing money. As you all know, the Glazers set a price to consider selling the club not so long ago, and that was 9 billion. Sir Jim Ratcliffe obviously said the other week that the Glazers don't want to sell Man United. They don't want to sell Man United. Sir Jim Ratcliffe did admit, though, that he would have bought Man United in the summer if the club had been up for sale. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is one of Britain's richest men, or he's Britain's richest man. He's the chairman of Ineos. And obviously earlier on this year, there was narratives coming out saying that Michael Knight wanted to buy the club, and earlier on this year, Elon Musk joked about buying the club. Obviously, we've got Benny McCarthy at Man United. We've got John Murtaugh and Richard Arnold. And earlier on this year, Sir Alex Ferguson came back to Man United in an advisory role. So there you go. Man United have not won the Premier League since 2013. That's almost 10 years ago now. But like I said, you know, we've let a lot of players go this year. We have let a lot of players go this year. Obviously, we sold James Garner to Everton. We sold Andrews Pereira to Fulham. We let Cavani go on a free. We let Juan Mata go on a free. We let Lingard go on a free to Nottingham Forest. We let Matic go on a free to Roma. We let Pogba go on a free for the second time. Pogba made a return to Juventus. We loaned Alex Tellez out to Sevilla. We loaned Eric Bailly out to Marseille. We loaned Dean Henderson out to Nottingham Forest. We let Lee Grant leave earlier on this year. As you all know, we loaned Hannibal Mejbra out to Birmingham. We loaned Ethan Laird out to QPR. We loaned Amad Diallo Traore out to Sunderland. So, yeah, they are a lot of the players that Man United have let go this year. And next year, more players will be departing the club. Next year, like I said, there's a good chance Ronaldo will be leaving. We could sell Martial next year. Bissaka will leave next year because he can't get in the team because Delor's our first choice right back. I initially thought De Gea was going to be leaving at the end of the season when his contract expires, but he may not now because after the 2-1 win against Everton, it said De Gea breaks silence on signing new Man United contract. De Gea admitted he'd like to stay at Man United for more years after winning at Everton. De Gea's contract at the club expires next year. There's an option to extend for a further year. But earlier on this season, it said he could leave on a free transfer at the end of the season. He was wanted by Juventus on a free at the end of the season. Atletico Madrid were interested in re-signing him. That's where he was before Man United. De Gea recently made his 500th appearance for Man United against Newcastle, and he's in line to be in goal against Tottenham, so that'll be his 501st appearance for the club. Phil Jones, he'll also leave next year. I reckon we'll get rid of Bailly permanently. Tuanzebe will leave as well. He's injured at the moment. Last season, he was out on loan with Aston Villa. He's enjoyed like 3 loan spells with Aston Villa. Lindelof, I reckon we'll get rid of him next year as well. Lindelof only starts when obviously Varane's not available. And Varane's just come back from injury. So Lindelof won't start games now. Unless obviously Martinez picks up an injury. Fred, I reckon we'll get rid of him next year as well. He still starts games, even though Man United brought Casemiro and Christian Eriksen in. Last game, Fred started alongside Casemiro. But as you all know, I've got my strong reservations about Fred. Brandon Williams, I think we'll get rid of him next year as well. Harry Maguire, he'll also go next year. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.